So the Michigan 500 now with 105 as Nigel Mansell clicks across the stripe. Laps into the record book. 500 miles, the total distance, 250 laps. In the pits, they watch their cars. It's quiet for the moment, but very soon it will get very busy here once again. We'll be back with more. Back at the Michigan 500, you're looking at the new second-place car. Just seconds ago, Mario Andretti forced his way past Raul Boesel and moved into second place, one lap behind his teammate, the leader, Nigel Mansell. Nice, smooth pass. Boesel was holding off as hard as he could, but Mario was not to be denied.
Mario's back working, handling pretty good again. I watched him go by line dyke and did it on the high side, entering a turn and through the turn. Quite an achievement. It means he's really handling good.
On board with the leader. Let's take a look at that pass. Here was Mario setting up Boesel just ahead of him.
There he's getting a good draft. Now watch that draft really sucking him by. There, right. Whoa. Look at there. Now, you just wonder about passing on the outside right there, but there he goes right on by. Hopefully, Boesel doesn't move over it.
But you can see, I mean, Boesel is a guy you can trust, and Mario knows that, and he was able to make that pass.
This is Ari Lyondike and Robbie Gordon. They continue a battle for fourth place. Look at Ari as he cuts down to the inside.
Now the story here would be that Robbie Gordon is losing in the corners because he doesn't have a helmet strap on. His head gets tired. Nobody can hold him up in the turns without it.
There are a couple guys with problems. Let's start with Jack Arute.
Well, Paul, Bobby Unser is absolutely right. He broke the helmet strap. Now, what the helmet strap does is hold your head erect with a strap that goes under your armpit. You see the work going on in the A.J. Foyt pit right now. They are fashioning a special cushion that they will wedge between the helmet and the right side of the car. Now, he radioed in, Robbie Gordon did, to A.J. Foyt. The buffeting is so bad I can't keep my head up. He is having a problem focusing and has had to crock the throttle just a bit. Let's check in with Gary Gerald for some more problems.
Well, we heard earlier about the fact that Scott Goodyear had lost his headrest, so they've gone to the backup car. They've pulled this headrest out. The problem was that a brace underneath here broke. Now they've taped this up in kind of jury-rig fashion. They hope that they'll be able to wedge this in and that it will stay with these adhesives so that he can get some comfort for what has to be a very tired neck right now.
And, of course, Scott Goodyear, there it is with everything flapping on the right side of the car. They'll try and get that reconstructed properly. Robbie Gordon, he comes in now, and hopefully they can effect that repair, Jack.
Now, Paul, this will put Robbie Gordon completely out of rotation for pit stops. But that is how bad the buffeting was on Robbie Gordon's helmet. He could not keep his head up. So they elected to come in early. And you can see they are throwing out the tape, and they are now making the change. They're going to wedge with racer's tape a big piece of foam rubber between his helmet and the right side. You can see them working feverishly there, trying to wedge it in. But more importantly than wedging it in, you've got to make sure that it's secure at 230 miles an hour. This tape is only rated at 200 miles an hour. Who knows if this fix is going to work or not?
Remember what Bobby Unser suggested at the start of the show. Every second he sits there is over 235 feet being gobbled up by the other race cars.
335 feet, Paul. And I'll tell you another thing. Robbie Gordon doesn't know if that's going to feel good on the track. It's a terrible time to try to do that.
Well, Robbie Gordon almost spins it coming out. Gary Gerald.
Here's an interesting shot in Emerson Fittipaldi's pits. He's been in and used so many tires, and because the load has changed on the car, they're building up rubber on the rear tires. So the engineers are now scraping that rubber off so that they can reuse the tires. He continues to have problems. He knows he can't win the race. He's just trying to hang in as long as he can to get as many points as he can.
Now, let me tell you, anybody that thinks Robbie Gordon is a wimp because he can't hold his head up for a couple of laps out here should know the man. He is built out of iron, and he's as tough as it comes, and it's a testament to these high banks and the G-forces he pulls. If he can't handle it, nobody can.
These guys are pulling, Sam, no less than 3 Gs through the turns.
Paul Tracy slowing down on the circuit, apparently and obviously in trouble.
Well, Tracy started the day with an outside chance for the championship. He was a little over 20 points behind. He desperately needed a success today. There's Teddy Mayer there in the Penske pits, and this will really set him back with just 6 races to go. After this, he's going to have to win virtually all the races to close the gap on Mansell. Not impossible, but a very bad development.
Saw the crew chief Tim Bumps look up there at Teddy Mayer. They both kind of shrugged.
If you look at the tires, the front tires on this, it is running slow. They're picking up rubber. Look at the rubber building up on the tires. We watched Tracy coming in. Now, what's happened when you see, look at the rubber build up on it there. When you see the car spinning,
down here, what's that,
there's
Bobby?
the flood. There's oil coming out. Oil and water, oil or water, or both of them. Wow. And it looks like water because that's where the radiator is.
I'd say then it isn't a tire problem, and where he stopped on the course, it will definitely bring out the yellow flag.
So what's happening to the guys when we see the tires being scraped there? They're scraping off the rubber, so when the guys leave the pits, they don't spin. Obviously, that's what spun Mario out, and you saw Robbie Gordon. You saw Robbie Gordon getting sideways there.
Still haven't decided for yellow. Now they make the decision. And so the yellow comes out for the second time today at the 119th lap with Nigel Mansell still the leader of the race, but this will give the rest of the field an opportunity at least to close up and get back in contact with one another again. Nigel Mansell takes advantage of this yellow to come in. It's been 37 laps since he last stopped, so this comes at a most opportune time, Gary Gerald.
Absolutely, Paul. They were scheduled to stop on the next lap. The yellow comes out. Here he is, and again, a very conservative approach, except this time too close to the pit wall. He has to keep the engine running, move it over. They get room now for the tire changers to work on the near side, but this is going to add some time till a yellow flag stop. No changes expected on the race car. Mansell has been absolutely happy with the way it's working at this point. Tommy Wirtz tells him to wait. Now he begins to roll nearly 23 seconds later.
Just a tick over 23. Nigel Mansell under yellow back into the fight. Here is Scott Goodyear. They go to work once again. They get that tape realigned on the right side, rest on his head. Teo Fabi makes his stop as well. He was running in 5th at the time of this stop. So the leaders of the race now make their pit stops under a yellow for Paul Tracy, who was at the edge of the race course and leaking fluid. It appeared to be maybe a combination of oil and water out the left side pod of his race car. So the yellow is out at Michigan International for the second time today. Now Paul Tracy continues to sit in his car and waits for the wrecker to come in and hopefully roll him back into the garage area. We'll be back with more from Michigan. Next Saturday, ABC's Wide World of Sports features one of the strongest American gymnastic teams in history. Reigning world champion Shannon Miller leads the U.S. squad against stars from the former Soviet Union in the Hilton Challenge. Saturday at 4:30, 3:30 Central on ABC Sports. Paul Tracy walks away from his car. Apparently the engine let go in some way there. Bobby Rahal then, under this yellow, came into the pit for a second time. A vent hose was connected to the car. He was responding to the black flag because they noticed that the vent hose was still there. But in the time that he was running out on the track, apparently the vent hose that was connected fell off. They hooked up another one, went ahead and made a tire change as long as he was in, and Bobby Rahal joined the line. So we are still under yellow at Michigan International, and Nigel Mansell is the leader of the race, but they will all close up now. Paul Tracy is out for the day. Now, what do these drivers do on a weekend or any time that they have away from the track? Would they go perhaps for something calm and peaceful, something different than racing? Emerson Fittipaldi will tell us. 6 a.m. Wake-up time at Pensacola Naval Air Station for the Navy's flight demonstration team, the world-famous Blue Angels. Using the McDonnell Douglas FA-18 Hornet, they demonstrate flying skill and technical perfection. Their world is much like the IndyCar team, so it was little surprise that they invited the PPG points leader Emerson Fittipaldi to fly as a passenger of Lieutenant Doug Thompson, flying slot in the world-famous Blue Angels Diamond. Just how similar are the sensations? Emerson would soon find out.
Ready now. Reach for the golden ring. Reach for the sky. Baby, just find your way. Get higher, higher, straight over the line. We'll get higher and higher.
knock it off. Let's knock it off. Let's knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off.